Even the guy at the end looked at it like he was confused, like, what the fuck is going on? Those are, hey, I just bought this sword at a flea market. Grandma, watch what I can do with it.
Rick and Stan are gonna take one for the team.
Welcome back to the podcast.
I'm Rick.
And I'm Stan.
And we're going to take one for the team.
We are taking one hard this week with good old Samurai Cop. I will say, from the get-go, the poster looks way better than Clownado.
It's way more accurate than Clownado, too. These people are actually in the movie.
Well, if you look down here, like, move your shoulder a little bit, that guy with pointing the gun next to the sleeping guy, he was only in the movie for, like, 2 minutes. I don't know how he made...
Is there somebody on that side? What's
No.
Underneath, behind you?
It's Joe.
It's Joe. What? Why do they have this? That's ridiculous.
So you would think the guy right in the middle was the Samurai Cop? No. Incorrect. Joe, the guy at the very top with the awesome hair.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes his hair falls off, and we'll go over that a little bit. And then you got his sidekick over there. And then you got the amazing Japanese mullet.
Yeah, the boss.
I don't think the mullet is doing so good nowadays, and I think it needs a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, Japanese mullet would be, 2020. That's the Japanese mullet return.
And a Japanese guy from 1991 could be our savior to bring the mullet back. I'm working a mullet right now. It's getting there. I haven't been able to grow hair in a long time, so now I'm taking advantage of it.
I decided to trim the beard, man. It was
good. Yeah.
The only problem is, like, underneath all the dark, it's just gray now.
He's got a really weird tattoo on his shin.
Yeah, I have to keep that there.
Yeah, it's a it's a target. It's just a target. Anyways, enough about Rick's personal life.
Yeah.
What are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking Whitley Neal handcrafted rhubarb and ginger gin.
So I did something I don't usually do, and I shouldn't have done. I sniffed it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we normally don't do any of that, but
so gin is very deceptive because you can smell it, and then it doesn't taste like it smells. Usually it tastes like that pine tree air freshener hanging in your car. This one, it kind of smells like that. So let's see how it tastes, because gin can be deceiving.
Let's roll the trailer and...
Right, we're going to play the trailer to Samurai Cop while we prepare our drink of the night. So go ahead and roll that sweet samurai footage.
Are you Fujiyama?
Yes, I am. Who are you?
I'm a cop.
His real name is Joe Marshall. They call him Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese. He got his martial arts training from the masters in Japan. He was brought over here from the police force in San Diego to fight us.
Would you like to touch what you see?
You're the one that talked me into bringing this moron from San Diego to fight the Japanese katana gang.
Bingo.
I want him dead. I want his head cut off and brought here.
Have you been circumcised?
Yeah, I have. Why?
Well, your doctor must have cut a big portion of it off.
I want his head on this piano so that every man in my organization understands once more that no katana gets captured alive or cocked. Got that?
How did you know I'd come home with you?
Let's just say I can read eyes.
All right. Samurai Cop. What'd you think of the movie? From the get-go, like, what'd you think of it?
You know, it was pretty fucking bad, but in all the best ways that we love B movies and terrible movies.
This is the definitive bad action movie, and I think a lot of the quotes in the trailer kind of spelled that out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will say there was a lot of death in this movie, which I like personally in my movies, you know? My Girl was one of my favorite movies ever. So, I didn't think there was enough death in the sequel, Home Alone, but...
Yeah. I think that just like...
And how he just came back alive like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Kid's magic.
So right off the bat, what struck me about this movie is this guy, Joe, He's a white dude from San Diego, and he's a samurai. No backstory. Nobody knows why he's a samurai. They don't even like bring it up till about 3/4 of the way through the movie, or a third of the way through the movie.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And they're just like, this is Joe. He's a samurai cop, and he speaks fluent Japanese.
Yeah, he didn't do that at all in the movie.
He said one word in Japanese. What was that word again?
Katana.
Katana. Like, what was it, Ninja Turtles?
I learned that word when I was 7.
Yeah.
So good job. You got the Japanese vocabulary of a 7-year-old white kid who lived in Michigan. But anyways, let's try this gin, shall we?
Whitley Neal, handcrafted rhubarb and ginger gin.
And again, I have high expectations from this because the bottle looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like a Oriental rug right here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but you know what? That's what we're all about.
I'm not familiar with too much with rhubarb, but I remember as a kid my mom would make rhubarb strawberry pie, so let's try it. Prost. All right, that is delicious.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
And right off the bat, I can tell when you mix this with something, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
that is good.
I honestly, Gin and I don't really get along great.
I don't think it's the gin that is making this, lifting it up. This makes me want to go run through a field of rhubarb butt naked and just singing the songs of Michael Bolton, all while holding hands with the actress who played Ginger, modern time, old lady Ginger. She dead?
I don't know.
It's still weird regardless.
Harley, is Ginger from Gilligan's
Island. Is she dead? And if so, that just makes that fantasy even weirder.
Yeah.
And if not, still weird.
If you can find a picture, let's get that up on the
Modern
screen.
day Ginger.
A modern day, like in the last 2 years at least. It is.
So why?
God, this is really good.
Yeah. Why do you have such a bad relationship with gin, man?
Well, we got some stories.
Yeah.
Stan and I have been friends for a long, long time. We've been all over the world. We've been to countries all over the
Indiana,
world.
Ohio, Lexington, Kentucky.
Well, I was thinking other countries. We've been to a lot of countries.
Lexington, Kentucky feels like a different country.
It does. Some of the bands that we've worked with from out there, you guys know what it's all about. Yeah.
What is this for?
Cork?
This is part of your gin story? Just kidding. I know what a cork is. People tell me to stick a cork in it all the time. I never do because it does not sound sanitary.
You want to...
Yeah, so picture, if you will, San Diego. We're Joe. This is why it ties back into this movie, because Joe, the samurai cop, not from Japan, he's from San Diego. And we didn't know that when we went there. It's just in hindsight, we're like, oh shit, we should have seen where Joe lived. I don't think he's a real person, but went to San Diego, got really drunk on gin, went to this club, and we watched this all-girl band. Oh, there she is.
There's Ginger.
That's Ginger?
Gosh, she's still hot.
I would frolic through a field of rhubarb naked with that Ginger any day. Is she still alive?
Only to her and Will. That's his real name.
Who's Will?
He's the main guy.
He's Gilligan?
No.
He's not the main guy.
People left from Gilligan's
He's the doctor, I think.
No.
I think Doctor... Yeah.
Is he?
Will's the doctor.
The doctor was
professor,
like
I'm sorry.
The professor was like the oldest one out of all of them.
No,
wasn't he?
the young...
The skipper was. Skipper, yeah, he croaked a while ago.
Well, it was the old couple.
You know, it would have been so convenient if he died in a boat accident.
Well, anyway, so there.
Okay.
That's Ginger.
That's Ginger.
Yeah,
Anyways.
she's still rocking it.
She kind of looked like the lead singer of this all-girl band, but we got ripped on gin. And
She sure does, yes.
went to watch, and they locked us both in a bathroom naked. And our clothes, I don't remember how we got our clothes back, but we avoided the authorities.
No cell phones either.
No cell phones.
This was a long time ago.
A long time ago. All they had was those Nokia bricks. So imagine trying to sneak those in prison back in the day. The smaller ones are sleeker, and they can just get right in that prison pocket way easier. Nokias, not so much. But I will say this about the Nokias. That battery, that thing lasted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think I charged... What was it? I can't remember what model it was, but the one that was like that you saw like Jay Leno, that Jay Leno always did the commercials for. That thing lasted me for like 3 days
Right.
on a battery charge.
What's great about the Nokias was there's no autocorrect. So when you said, like,
fuck you.
fuck you, you meant fuck you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I love you, and then it autocorrected to fuck you.
What
You
is
had to
your
hit the
phone-
button like 3 times.
What is your phone when you write fuck? What does it do?
I don't know. It says now? I don't know. We are tiptoeing our way into talking about this movie.
Yeah.
But that's
It's
okay.
pretty rough.
That's okay.
But this gin.
We're not. Trust me. We're not avoiding it.
Pickles that pops up.
Fickle. Thanks, Harley, for typing that word into your phone. And
All right, Mom's not watching this podcast.
all right.
Ah.
So, Samurai Cop.
You know what were we talking about? Like the beginning of the movie.
Beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the guy's going like really fast and shit like that.
So there was a high-speed chase. I think that's
Yeah.
what Rick's trying to.
Yes, the
Spit
high-speed
out.
chase.
He's got it right in front of him. I don't know why he didn't say it.
Oh, I
kidding.
do. No, I don't.
The high-speed chase was a very unique form of filmmaking in the fact that I don't think the budget was super high in this movie. So for them to go and shut down Los Angeles while they did a little high-speed chase, not going to happen. So what do? You just film them driving at normal speeds and speed up the film. What are we talking about? Well, take a look for yourselves.
You want some for yours?
So remember, yes, I would like some Coke in mine. Remember that guy that looked over his shoulder there? Because you just remember that face. He's an older gentleman, probably in his late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Just keep that in mind because I'm going to tell you why he's important. So that was pretty funny. The speed limit in LA is 110 apparently, or they manipulated the footage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand, like, it's difficult when you're trying to film on a low budget, and you got to do what you got to do. But when there's people walking on the sidewalk and they're, like, speed walking, it's too obvious.
Right. So that's the opening scene, and Joe and his sidekick are hunting down these guys that are delivering drugs to a marina. His very promiscuous girlfriend up in the helicopter is telling him where to go.
Yeah.
They chase this guy down, and, things go wrong pretty fast. And what also is great, and why we brought up what the guy looks like, is there's some amazing stunt work in this movie. And when I say amazing, I mean bad.
Oh.
And the guy burning in this next clip is the guy that looked over his shoulder. Looks nothing like him. But this is a classic case of stuntman, don't look at the camera.
Yeah.
So we have a slight medley because there's another stunt scene that was pretty funny to us, and we caught it.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know. I think the editor in this movie. Yeah. You know what?
The editor was like, here's what happened with the editor. The editor was signed on to this movie, and then Disney called him and said, hey, you're going to edit the next Star Wars movies. And they rushed through it, and then he didn't actually get the Star Wars deal. Is that this movie? No, that's Game of Thrones. Never mind. Right. My bad. So go ahead and roll that stunt footage, Harley.
We gotta do something! Man, you grab the blade and get the fire extinguisher. Come on, man, roll up, put the blanket on it. That's it, enough.
Yeah. When you hire a stuntman, make sure he's not 20 years younger than the guy who's supposed to be stunting for him.
And white when he's supposed to be Hispanic.
And don't look directly at the camera, stuntman.
He's like, did we get the shot?
Exactly. The second one was the dude's wig just fell off. I don't know if you saw that. That was...
I love how they had this. That was the same stunt guy as the guy they caught on fire, I think. For the hair pull off.
So what was very confusing about this movie was I battled with whether or not that's his real hair throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Some scenes, it looks like his real hair. Some scenes, it doesn't. But the best parts of these movies when he's really angry, like you saw in the trailer, and his hair is just like all around him. It just looked amazing. But yeah.
So he goes swimming, and that was kind of like the dead giveaway. That when the hair is
Dead
looking
giveaway.
thick- yeah. So either like he got hired to do another job halfway through this movie and had to cut his hair, and then they were like, you know what? Or they had to like go.
You know
back
what
and
happened?
film.
Disney hired him to star in the next trilogy of Star Wars, and he cut his hair and rushed through the rest of the movie.
So
This is 1991, though.
all right. So now I'm gonna get a lot of grief for this. I've never seen a Star Wars movie. I know, as a movie critic and reviewer here, maybe that's a big no-no. But
We're just a couple of dudes
Yeah,
talking shit about bad movies.
Yeah.
Don't lump us into the movie critics. We're the anti-critics.
yeah, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We just go, we like this, we don't like this, we think this is funny. That's dumb.
All while drinking.
Yeah, because our two things that we love to do is movie shit and drinking.
I love taking a good movie shit.
Yeah.
But, so Joe and his sidekick.
So-
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
When we were watching MacGruber,
MacGruber.
my favorite movie,
It's up there. It's
The
probably
best.
one of my favorite movies.
Stan and I were in the movie theater in Enid, Oklahoma. And
Enid, America.
yeah, oh my God, that place.
You don't
we were-
show that place any disrespect.
No. But we were the only two in the theater. The only two in the theater.
This is pre-corona.
Yeah. Well, this is years and years ago. And one of the best parts of the entire movie, this guy's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, you can't hold it for like 20 more minutes?
I
He's like,
couldn't.
No, I gotta. He's like, it's just a comedy. One of the best things ever. And he didn't get to watch it for like, what was it, 6-8 months until it came out on DVD when you got to see the. I
Yeah.
swear it wasn't me.
Yeah, we're
One of the best scenes. in the
where
entire
Dieter
movie.
von Kunth tells him that he wrote a manifest written by MacGruber, so when the cops find it, he's gonna frame him, and MacGruber has no idea that he's being framed, and he's like, I didn't write it, I swear.
You gotta believe me.
I do that all the time. I remember I was in Michigan, and I did that a couple times with my mom and my sister, and they were looking at me like, what are you talking about? It's one of those inside jokes that just don't work, but in your head they work great, but they just don't work if you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
See, you know,
Just like all of Dennis, it's just all of Dennis Miller's comedy is all just inside jokes that nobody knows what the hell he's talking about.
except they're just inside jokes to just him.
Yeah, but he made a career out of it, so good for him.
If you have not seen this movie,
Gruber!
watch this fucking movie.
Yeah, that's great.
Make time.
Yeah.
All right, back to a much shittier movie.
Now,
Samurai Cop.
Now Joe and his partner, they catch the guy they're looking for because he's burnt up. So now it's time to pay a little visit to him in the hospital. Not by Joe and the cop, but by this guy.
Sneaky assassin.
Yeah. So this other samurai is also a white dude who is part of the bad guy Katana gang.
Yeah, that's what they call their gang, the Katana,
Katana
gang.
gang.
The only word that Joe knows in Japanese.
And there's only like 2 Japanese guys in the whole gang. The rest are all just like
And
dudes.
That's them. That's them right there on
Yeah.
the screen.
So you got the guy with the mullet, right there, and then him. Those are the only 2 Japanese guys. The biggest bad guy, the samurai, the guy sleeping right there. That's him. The beard.
The beard.
Looks like Dan Hill. Sorry, you get all my young folks don't know Dan Hill. Looks like me. I was in this movie, folks. This is what I aspire to be, is the guy from Samurai Cop. That's what I'm growing my beard out for. Now, they go to the hospital. The guy that's burnt up from the stunt scene, who looked like he wasn't, like it was nothing, like just a normal Tuesday for him. He's like, oh, I'm burning? Okay, just put me out.
Yeah, so remember that too. When you saw him, they put a towel over him. He looked up at the camera. He's like, did we get the shot? And everything was good. Like, he did not look like burnt to like a charcoal.
He was covered in some sort of ectoplasm. A spooky ghost hit him before he jumped out of the van. I don't know. But anyways, they go in there, and the cop tells them, watch this dude, make sure nobody sneaks in. And they sneak in, and it's amazing. So go ahead and play that clip.
Hey, where are you going? I have to change the trash. Is that all right?
I love it. They just that same editor just went, fuck it. Cut it.
Like, you could tell that dude got in after it was in the room. And then they just threw a sheet over his head.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he fit into that thing.
Because that guy was going to talk.
Yeah.
Even though he couldn't talk. I don't know what he was talking. The cops already knew who he was. And they already know who the Katana Gang is. They know who the Katana Gang is. So that guy's not even like... He's nothing. He's just a dude who drove a van and creeped out little girls around the neighborhood. That's all he was. But anyways... So they go and investigate the next part. But before we get into that, there were some things in this movie that reminded us of some classic movies.
So the number one thing is this is them trying to cash in on Lethal Weapon. Number one. Absolutely. You got the white cop and the black cop, buddy cop thing. And it was definitely that. The other thing was one of our other movies that we like to critique is Indiana Jones.
I don't really like to critique Indiana Jones.
I do.
I think it's an amazing... It's not a trilogy anymore. It's a quadri.
Yeah, they just keep making more movies. When's Harrison Ford going to get bored with that movie?
When's he going to really crash his plane?
He got a lot of practice in.
He's prepping. He's going full Ted Stevens. Now, the one thing that what Rick brought up, I know what he's talking about, is Raiders of the Lost Ark, great movie, but Indiana Jones really played no part in the final outcome of that movie.
Nope.
The Nazis were going to open that chest up regardless of Indiana Jones was annoying them throughout the entire movie. That's all he was. He was annoying them, and he was falling into a pit of snakes. And then he followed him. They tied him up. He was as good as dead, but for some reason he knew to close his eyes when they opened the Ark. I don't know.
Yeah, how did he know that?
He's Indiana Jones, man.
He just guessed?
We're not talking to Illinois Jones. We're talking... I added the S to that. Illinois Jones. Indiana Jones. But...
And Sean Connery's his dad.
All right. Indiana. No, Indiana.
Sean Connery. I love Sean Connery.
He's great. He's a great actor. Stop. Anyways, the reason we bring this up because there was a few Indiana Jones scenes in this movie. So go ahead and roll that footage for us.
See, what are you gonna do? Fight this guy barehanded?
So if anyone has not seen Raiders,
fuck you.
Yeah.
Watch.
Indiana Jones is about to get into a fist fight, and instead of fighting, he pulls a gun out and he shoots it.
It was this big build up.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, it's gonna be a battle. One guy has a sword, one guy has a whip.
Yeah.
And a gun.
He just shoots him.
Gun wins every time, folks.
Yeah, you're not.
The guy breaks into your house with a sword, and you're packing, and you know he's coming. You gotta know he's coming. You're gonna win unless you're a terrible shot.
But if he's a ninja and he sneaks in your house with a sword,
you
and
just
you're
keep
still asleep,
pop. Yeah, if you're asleep,
the sword guy wins.
The first guy was not a ninja. He had like a Old Navy shirt on. He looked like Kirk Cameron. That guy was not a ninja. Those are the guys in the entire gang. And I'm telling you, what's great is we have a special treat for you at the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This is not a gang of Japanese samurais. This is a gang of Craigslist assassins.
Oh, you know, the thing that really reminded me that this was a movie made in '91 was all the racism.
There's a lot of racism in this movie.
And it's played off for a joke. Like if everybody remembers the '90s, I mean, they would just make little subtle racist jokes. Just
it was a classic case of if the black guy is cool with it, it's not racist.
Right. Like that's the rule that I think the '90s lived by.
Yeah.
Like if the black guy is cool with saying these things and accepting these things being said to him, then it is. But that dude's just a paid actor.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the voice of all black people.
He's the
It's
Danny
okay.
Glover of this movie, and he takes way more abuse than Danny Glover ever took. So let's go ahead and roll the clip of the racism.
Who's going to answer to Captain Roma on this?
You.
Shit, man. You burned my ass.
You don't have to worry about that. It's already,
Yeah, I know. It's already black, huh? God, man, look what they done to my car. Captain Roma's going to burn my ass.
Yeah, he's gonna burn it. Charcoal black.
It is black.
Right on.
Yeah.
90s racism. Just awful. Just awful. You know, we talked about the editor and how bad he was, but whoever was a cinematographer, too, like, or the director, somebody.
There's a whole list of people to blame for this movie.
All these people on this checklist that should have been like, the director, number one. The fucking DP, the editor, all these.
Well, the sad part is the actors weren't the worst part of this movie.
No.
It was the writers.
Oh, yeah, the writers.
The editors. We talked about that.
Yeah.
The
set designer.
The caterers.
The script supervisor, because there was so much inconsistency throughout this movie.
And we're leaving one out. The hair and makeup. The stunt coordinator.
You mean the one guy?
The one guy. I'm pretty sure that guy was the stunt coordinator and the stunt guy, and he just answered an ad and said, "I can do it all. I got you covered, bro.
You can kick me. You can set me on fire. Just give me like $100 and buy me some a 6-pack."
Pretty sure that guy's dead.
Yeah, if that's, yeah, probably.
He's probably dead, but.
So, you know what was crazy to me was when they're having the final battle. Do you remember the final battle? When they're squaring off against each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. When they're squaring off against each other, we had to rewind this a couple times and go, is that right? Is there something wrong here?
So with this, you can't really blame the editor. Because while they're filming, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. They were like, this is a beautiful shot. Let's use it again.
Right. It reminds me of when you pick your character in Street Fighter, where they're in the same background. These guys are like facing each other, about to square off in the biggest, most unclimactic battle of the movie.
Yeah.
And just take a look. First off, I will say the beard guy, those are not samurai moves. Those are, hey, I just bought this sword at a flea market. Grandma, watch what I can do with it.
Like, I feel like those are nunchuck moves.
Right.
Those he just had a sword instead.
Those are somebody broke in your house and he has the gun and you have the sword and you're trying to convince him not to shoot you in the face. But the reason we bring that clip up is that background is exactly the same. They filmed it in the same spot, but they're supposed to be facing each other like in different spots.
Yeah. Just so that everybody was paying attention, watch again. We're going to roll the same clip again.
Pay attention to the background.
Pay attention to the background. The beautiful mountain landscape in the background is Joe swinging red face as hell, and then the other guy.
And I'm not saying Joe was any better, but the beard.
And then watch the beard. We're going to roll the same clip again, and just to give it justice, because they use the same clip twice, we're going to use the same clip twice.
Even the guy at the end looked at it like he was confused, like, what the fuck is going on?
You know who that dude reminds me of? Like, if you gave Seth Rogen a samurai sword and said, show me what you got. It
reminded me of that scene from the Blink-182 video where he's like, you know? But granted, old Joe is not swinging that thing any better. And what's crazy is the beard, that's not his name in the movie. He's got a Japanese name. And the guy was obviously born in like Rhode Island.
Yeah.
He's not a Japanese dude. It's like they ran out of actors. They went, you know what? Hey,
There's no Asian actors in Los Angeles. We'll just fill the cast with white people. I don't think they look very
Because these
hard.
are not big names, so you don't have to go the route of, well, we want to hire a big name, so we'll cast a white dude in a Japanese part. You could have easily cast another Japanese guy, or Korean, because most of us white folks, we don't know. I do, because I lived in Korea for 2 years. So before you accuse me of being a racist, I'm not. I love Korea.
We can tell the difference.
Korea is one of my favorite countries ever. Don't cast a Korean as a Japanese. Just saying.
That's terrible.
1991, okay, whatever.
2020.
2020? No, this year's already bad enough.
Yeah.
Don't make it worse. Anyways, nobody's casting anybody right now anyways.
Yeah.
But
Except for us.
The guy's name was like Izukawa, and he was a white dude.
Yeah.
His real name is probably Richard.
Yeah. I would not be surprised. So Stan here, he noticed something that happens in this movie a lot. And so,
I did. What is it?
So we made a little special compilation dedicated.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's lead into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what we love about our 90s R-rated movies is there's a lot of boobs. Which means there's a lot of promiscuous women in this movie.
Yeah.
One in particular was not shy about her promiscuity. She was a whore. I'm just going to say it. But in her defense, she was not the only whore in the movie. We'll show you. But we did a little montage of our girl here. And we're going to play that for you. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, it's up and ready. You just keep it warm.
It's warm and ready.
Tommy probably cut my dick too, huh?
You better come to my house before you report to the captain.
For what?
Let's use it before you lose it. Hey, preacher.
Yeah?
You and I got nothing to do. Let's fuck.
This thing burns, you know.
Fuck you!
Hey, don't worry. I got enough. It's big.
That's right. We didn't just focus on the female whore of the movie.
Joe was
the biggest whore of the movie. He was a man whore.
Yeah. We only showed one clip of him, but throughout the movie, he's just.
Well, the other
being a
clips we
whore.
couldn't show.
Yeah, because it's all nudity.
A lot of nips.
Yeah.
A lot of nips in the 90s. In the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, like, this looks like a straight to Skinamax movie.
Yeah. If I was a 11-year-old kid on my couch at 11:30 at night, I would be tuning into Samurai Cop on Cinemax.
Do you remember, as a kid, like, when Skinamax would almost come in and it would be like... all the gray screen, and you're like, was that a nipple? Was that a naked
the things
woman?
you put up with, like, the times have changed. You put up with really hard to see softcore porn. Now you can just click a button and it's just like anything that you didn't want is thrown in your face. But as a kid, you had to work for that. Anyways, so the movie pretty much, the guy in the middle.
Yeah.
He dies pretty fast. This guy dies unceremoniously.
Yeah, he was the boss.
Scoot over. The beard is like the final guy.
You know, that's the crazy part.
This guy, Jose Lemmiwinks, we made that name up. You'll see what we're talking about.
This guy right here is supposed to be the boss of the whole thing, and they just, like, shoot him.
He survives. He almost gets his dick cut off.
Yeah, he does.
He survives. He was accused of having his dick cut off. There was a chick that's like, she felt him up and was like, when your doctor...
Where's the rest?
Are you circumcised? You saw it in the trailer. That's what it was. Well, it looks like your doctor cut way more off. And Joe's like, what the hell?
It's plenty big.
It's big enough.
But what they don't show you is, like, right after that, his partner walks up, the black dude, and he goes, hey, I got a big one. You want to bang me? And then they cut the scene, so we don't get to follow up on that love story.
Yeah. I hope the shit that he went through this movie.
Yeah.
I hope he scored with that nurse. I think she was a nurse.
Which one?
The girl in the hospital.
Oh yeah, the nurse. Yeah.
She's a nurse. Okay. Terrible nurse.
Yeah.
Terrible.
She
probably took a lot of unnecessary semen samples. I don't know. Maybe she's got a black market thing going on. But the movie ends. Obviously, Samurai Joe kills Samurai Beard.
Yeah. Well, no. Samurai Beard kills himself.
That's right. Seppuku.
Yep.
I know more Japanese than Joe does. Seppuku is when you slice your stomach and kill
Joe-
yourself.
We do have one correction.
What?
Joe does actually say it's seppuku.
Okay.
He does. He does, and I can't
Yeah, he
believe I
tells,
forgot that. When the other guy's like, let's shoot him.
But he was about to break samurai code because he was gonna kill him, and his partner's like, Joe, you're a cop, and he stops.
And then he goes, you're right. Let's arrest him.
Move over. I'll give this guy some credit. He does the honorable thing and says, I'm just gonna kill myself.
Yeah. So he grabs his sword and he just.
Seppuku. So before we roll into our last clip, which is amazing, let's talk about the movie and the booze.
We got to get into it, man. Fucking yes, absolutely. Rhubarb ginger gin.
We already did the 2 thumbs up.
Whitley Neal, fucking good.
Okay, so the
Samurai
movie.
Cop. I'm gonna give it 1 and 1.
So is it so bad it's good?
So bad it's good.
Or it's good?
So bad it's good.
So bad it's good, because there's a lot of action in this movie.
Yeah.
So bad it's good.
All right.
What? The leaves?
The leaves.
I told you.
Good call.
You ate so much rhubarb pie that you could have been like knocking on death's door.
For the future, rhubarb leaves are poisonous to humans. Don't eat that. Only eat the.
But go ahead and go ham on some rhubarb. It's
Yeah.
like celery almost, right?
No. It's very sweet.
But it looks like celery.
It looks like celery.
Yeah. Don't get it confused, folks. If you bite into some celery that's sweet, it's rhubarb. Don't eat the leaves.
Yeah. Definitely not as good for you as celery. I don't know if it's true. You know, I always heard that it takes more calories. You burn more calories eating a piece of celery than you do eating the celery, like that you actually consume.
So if you like celery, man, that's a gym right there.
If you like celery, you eat some fucking rhubarb.
What if you pickled celery?
We should try that.
Oh my god, a pickled celery.
I don't know.
Why has nobody done that?
Maybe it's fucking gross.
Probably is. Anyways.
What if we pickled rhubarb?
That's really gross. It's sweet. You just said it's sweet.
It is. It's very sweet.
Okay. So,
But at the same time, you got to add a lot of sugar to rhubarb pie.
You do.
Yeah.
People love pickled celery.
People do eat pickled celery?
We're not blazing it. We're not blazing any trails here, folks.
We did not discover something as new as we thought we did.
But we have a treat for you.
Yes, we
It's
do.
not a sweet treat. So we just
sad.
talked about our gin. We liked it. It's delicious.
Yep.
The movie, we liked it. It's delicious. But you know what? With a movie like this, there's a lot of death and a lot of people get passed over. Like,
Yeah.
the whole Katana gang had a lot of guys that nobody knew about. They just kind of went out there. They pushed them out there and said, "Go die."
Yeah.
And I feel bad for them because nobody knows who they are. So
Poor
we're gonna
Katana gang.
Poor Katana gang. So we've taken it upon ourselves to compile a little montage,
Little memoriam.
in memoriam of all those guys that everybody forgot about that died in this movie.
Yeah.
So this is the saddest moment of our lives and probably your life when you view this. Just remember those people that died.
Get your tissues ready.
Get your tissues ready. We cannot say that those names are their actual names.
We couldn't figure out all their names, so we would just
No,
guessed.
none of their names are. We just made them up.
I was
But
trying
in
to
their
sugarcoat
memory,
it.
in their memory, just pretend like it's their names. So please go ahead and roll that depressing footage. Rest in peace. Tuggs McDermott, you will be missed. Bernie Douglas. All right, we're going to wrap this up, folks. But as always, we're going to give you a little tizzy taste of what we're doing next week. Next week, what movie we cover next week? Throw it up on the screen. Throw it up on the screen, Harley. Yeah!
Terror in Beverly Hills.
Now, don't let your eyes deceive you.
That is not
That butt chin is not Sylvester Stallone. That is Frank Stallone.
That is the brother of Sylvester Stallone.
But that is a helicopter.
That is a helicopter. God, I hope there's helicopters in this movie.
Yeah.
And a
There
bunch of
better
police
be.
cars.
Don't clown NATO us.
Yeah, you better not clown NATO us.
This next movie is going to be epic. Terror Beverly Hills next week. We're going to cover it. We're going to be there for you. We're going to try different booze.
Yep.
We don't even know what booze we're doing. We never know. So we just let the booze flow.
Yeah.
So
we got a guy. We got a guy. We go, hey, guy, give us the most obscure, weird shit you got. And he gives us something.
He does. He always comes through.
We have to pay him, though.
Yeah, we do. We're not anybody special.
No.
But if any of these want to send us some free stuff, we will plug the shit out of your liquor.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not fucking gross because the plug will be bad.
Yeah. But
if
this
it's
is not
good,
gross. We will do. So, Whitley Neal,
send us some fucking booze.
we will do more of your booze because this was amazing.
Yeah, that was really. I'm not even a gin guy.
Go out right now, drop your cell phones or whatever you're watching this on, and buy some of this. And then when you come out of ABC, chug it and drive home.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Use Drizzly. Drizzly's a good app. Use that.
Drizzly will deliver to your house.
Yeah. We're not even getting paid by Drizzly.
We're not getting paid by. You know what, Drizzly? Pay us.
Pay us, and
we
we will
will fucking
plug
tell
you.
because we think that is a good service.
Yeah.
When you fucking come.
Anyways, throw up our Samurai Cop up there. There you go. This is a great movie.
So bad it's good.
So bad it's good. Next week we're doing Terror in Beverly Hills.
Yep.
Go ahead and sign us off there, Rick.
I'm Rick.
And I'm Stan.
And we're going to take one for the team.
We did take one for the team. See you later.
Rick and Stan are gonna take one for the